the OutFitR 3-bike Hitch E-Bike Rack with ramp. It's a heavy-duty ramp that's designed to hold 3 e-bikes. I'm going to cover everything you need to know to decide if this is right for you. Everything comes packaged in this box. Inside, everything's packaged well and protected. These are all the pieces out of the box. I love that a lot of the pieces are already pre-assembled. You also get all of the hardware needed to mount and assemble the rack. My initial thoughts are that everything was built with form and function in mind. You also get the instruction manual. So let's get this assembled. There's not a lot of hardware. Assembly, first up, you're going to connect this piece, the piece that actually slides into the hitch. And that's done first by installing this bolt. Next, you can install the removable pin that allows you to adjust the rack up and down. Underneath, there's one more bolt that will attach under here, and that gives you some adjustment on how far up and out that arm will lay. Then you need to assemble all of the trays. There's 3 of them in total with this model, and that's done with these bolts here, just going through these holes. You do get lock washers included, so everything's going to be held together nice and tight. And there's the first one put together. Now we just need to repeat that process 2 more times. Next up, you need to attach each tray to these brackets here, and that's done with these pre-installed bolts, just bolting them on. One nice thing I like about this channel design is you can actually slide the trays back and forth a little bit. So depending on the type of bike you're using, you can really center the weight over that main bar. Or if you're running into fitment issues where handlebars are running into each other, you can also slide one track back or forth. And it's actually done really easily once the bike rack is folded up. Last up, you're going to install these stabilization arms. They just slide through this little bracket here and bolt on with these bolts here. Now these bolts do need to be torqued to 50 Newton meters. That way it allows for some resistance as those bars are moving back and forth, but ensures that they don't bind up. You do have a couple of little plastic washers that go on each side as you're installing this, and then this metal bracket that slides over the end. Then you're going to install these brackets that will just provide the stability attaching to the bike. And those are pretty easy to install. They just slide on the end here and have this quick adjustment. And that's another thing I like about this rack is these can adjust to multiple sizes and shapes of bikes, because you've got ultimate adjustability all the way down to the bottom here, just by adjusting this knob to loosen it and tighten it, sliding it up and down the rail. And then these pieces on front will rotate any direction you need them to. This piece here is also full rubber, so it's going to grip the frame nice as well. The last step is to install the ramp and the safety pin. It just slides in right here on the end. Then you'll have this pin that goes through. And the pin will need to attach to this bolt right here. And when you're all done, you'll have a few pieces left over. This is just a stabilizer that will go around the hitch. Once it's tightened down, it just helps stabilize the entire hitch from rocking side to side. This is just the mounting pin to attach it to your hitch on your vehicle. And you get some extra Velcro straps just to help secure any pieces on your bike during transportation. And here's what it looks like all folded up, ready to be installed. The bike rack is pretty heavy, but it is manageable by one person. The carrier will install just like a normal bike rack into a normal 2-inch hitch receiver. It's actually a really snug fit in here, but it does come with a hitch stabilizer. The hitch stabilizer just attaches with this U-bolt around the bottom here. Make sure you get the pin in first. The pin actually threads in here, which makes everything super stable even without the stabilizer on it. Then you can install the pin. Then just tighten up the stabilizer. Now it's all installed and secure, but there is going to still be a little bit of movement. But you can see that movement isn't coming down here from the hitch. It's more coming from the movement in the rack. The rack will stick out about 51 inches from the back of the vehicle. The overall bike rack does have a 250-pound limit, and it is designed to carry 3 e-bikes. One of the nice features is the attachable loading ramp. It just disconnects with the pin and pulls out. To use the ramp, it has these little teeth that just slide right into these grooves. I have a number of different e-bikes here in all shapes and sizes, and I'm going to show you how the rack can accommodate all of them. There's a few different ways to load the bikes up, and I found that it's easiest to set the arm up that you're planning on loading the bike onto that tray first, and then leave the other arms down. This is the heaviest e-bike I have. I'm going to load it on first, closest to the vehicle, just for stabilization. I'm not using the ramp here to show you that you can load these without a ramp as well. You'll then want to secure it using the straps, and these are easily adjustable to almost any bike frame I've seen. Then you'll use these straps to secure the tires. It is nice that it has this protective piece on here as well to cover your rims. Next, you may need to adjust the rear tire. With this quick release, you can slide this back and forth to rest up against the tire, and then you'll use this strap to secure it. Next, I'd extend the arm up for the next bike that's going on. This time I'll use the ramp to show you how to use it. The thing with e-bikes is they can have a lot of different shapes and sizes, and this rack accommodates all of those. Then when you're done with the ramp, you can just remove it and onto the next bike. So what do I think of using the rack? I took it out with all 3 bikes on there, probably had close to 200 pounds of weight on there. You could see that it doesn't move a lot. There's not a lot of wiggle in the bikes. As I was driving around, just watching them in my mirrors, it increased my confidence in the rack. The further I went over bigger bumps, here I just kept going over this gutter, trying to get the rack to move back and forth more, but you could see just how stable it is as I'm going back and forth. The bikes move a little bit, but I have a lot of confidence in them, especially with those 3 points of connection with the bikes, that both tires are held in place, and then that piece that connects to the frame or the seat just holds all the bikes secure. Removing the bikes is just as easy. Just undo the straps, rotate them out of the way, undo the support in the middle, and the strap in the rear. Then grab the ramp. I like to use the rear brake as I'm rolling down the ramp. Just watch out for the handlebars there. Then you can fold everything up, take out the pin. The rack is pretty heavy, so I like to get it as close as possible to where I'm going to be storing it when I'm going to remove it. Then need to remove the pin, undo the nut that you've screwed in, and undo the stabilizer. And here's a little extra tip. You can leave the stabilizer on and put the pin back in. Just screw it in a little bit, and that'll hold it in place, and then you have everything ready to go next time to use it. A nice thing about the rack is that it folds up flat, so it can make storing it easier. So what are my overall thoughts of the rack? Would I recommend it to someone? Overall, I think it's a great high quality rack. I think it's budget minded, and so it doesn't have all the bells and whistles as some of the other racks that I've used that are more expensive. But I feel like it's a really good value for the price. It's a stable rack. even more stable than some of the more expensive racks that I've used. I was surprised to see that it would hold bike tires down to 16 inches all the way up to 29 inches. And with that arm in the middle to be able to attach to any size or shape of bike, it's just a big win. Some of the other racks I've used don't work with these e-bikes because of the fenders on them. I'll leave some links down below if you want to check out this rack for yourself. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you like videos on outdoor gear, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're posting videos like this all the time.